Good evening is the frequency in use. Very good. I didn't hear anybody on the air, so I presume they're not. I heard a couple of people accidentally clicking their push to talks, but that's good too. Can't say I haven't done that myself. Good evening. My name is Paul, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? I'm not sure what qualifies as priority, but if there's an emergency, call 911. And if you can't get a hold of them, call us. And even if you do get a hold of them, you can call us and chat while you wait. We can always come over and help you, maybe, if you're close enough, if it's easy enough, if we've got something we can offer you. Anyway, anytime break in for emergency traffic. Net may be broken anytime. For information, you can see us on the net at right here on YouTube at the moment, which is go to youtube.com and do a search for my call, K4PEW, on the search block in YouTube. And don't forget to, like the sign says there underneath the display, if you're not looking, hit the like, click the like button and subscribe if you like. It does help. I think it helps amateur radio in general, just to have people being pointed in this direction, even if they just watch it for a minute and they see that we're doing something special here, which I think we are doing something special. I'm not sure what exactly, but I think it's an inspiration to some people, because I've had some comments, from around the country and someplace else too, around the world. I forget where. But anyway, you can right there on YouTube. You can also see us on our website, 146415.net. It's 146415.net, and it's got information on Simplex and a little bit about what we do here and how to start a Simplex Net, as a matter of fact. And what else we got? Oh yeah, we got the I keep saying Yahoo. The groups.io site, which is groups.india Oscar. It's GROUPS in India Oscar groups.io, and you can look us up under MJSS. I'm gonna get my voice straight here in a second. Where was I? Oh, on those things, or you can email me at screw it up again, K4PEW@ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And as usual, we're on 146415 FM Simplex. That's where we start. Like, for instance, tonight we'll be doing the 2-meter FM net, 146415, and followed by the 2-meter upper sideband net on 144.240, 144.240. I'll remind you again later. And following that, we're doing the 6-meter net on 50.135, and that's on upper sideband as well, 50.135. This is net number 590. We're starting from the north, but I just want to say we have other announcements. Of course, Saturday night is a Saturday, and tomorrow night there is a 10-meter net. 10-meter, that's 10, 10-meter net, and that's on 28.415, and that's at 7:30 p.m. And then, of course, we have our normal nets. Next week, there's 2 simplex nets on Tuesday night. Well, there's a simplex net and then a repeater net. And, of course, if you're on the list at that groups.io site, you get the reminders for the different nets we have through the week. Is there any other announcements or corrections or deletions or additions or subtractions to those announcements? All right, nothing at the moment. I presume there's some people out there. I see 7 people are looking in on the net here on the YouTube channel. Anything else to tell you? Not at the moment, no. Other than I'm going to tell you what the commenting portion, the discussion portion, will be after we do the check-ins, and of course we do the we've been calling it the lightning round check-ins, but what we're asking for people to do is to simply give their call, their name, and their location. And you'll get to comment as much as you want later. You can sit there and just listen if you want to, and always welcome to hear others' opinions and thoughts and concerns. I was going to say we have 105 people on the email list now, so it's quite a resource, I think, in case you're wanting to sell something. That's right, we're supposed to do the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net tonight, too. Almost forgot about that. I'm going to stick that in there right after the 2-meter net if anybody's got anything to buy, sell, or swap. No swindling, that's just a phrase. It's going to be worked the last time I used it. Net. But anyway, you can always post something to the group, and it's 105 of us here, so that's a good start on selling something. If you're not going to sell it on eBay or one of the QRZ. All right. I'm going to start taking check-ins in from the, I said it was from the north, net number 590. Oh, we're hitting a mark here at 690. See, 10 more nets, that is 5 more weeks. Not that that means much, other than it's round number. All right, well, we're going to start taking chickens in. From the north, please come now.
WB0 and oil, Mark, Northwest Wilson.
Very good, Mark. That's Mark. WB Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar. Who? Good to have you in there, Mark. Who else is north? Hey, Steve, how you doing? That's K for, I'll get it right in a minute. WK, that's what it is. And that's Steve, and he's in Bowling Green. Did I get that right, Steve?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, now sometimes I get my, well, I got ham dyslexia. Hamlexia. That's Steve in Bowling Green, Kilo 4 Whiskey, Kilo Uniform. And good signal. Well, it's a little shabby tonight, but normally it's a little better than that. But I'm glad to have you in there. Who else is north? Is anybody copying that station? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to hear it.
Yeah, I could.
Go ahead. You see, you could or couldn't?
No, I could not.
Okay, one more time on that station, please. Nothing. Anybody copying that? Because I don't even think with my headset on I could copy that. Got nothing. Well, listen, I know you're hearing me, so if you do me a favor, and either if you're on the YouTube channel, check in there with me, or send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. I appreciate that, because I really cannot make out of the noise. There's quite a bit of noise in there, so you must be fair amount away, and conditions aren't good tonight. Who else north? Please come now. Over to the west, then.
BC9 ETS Marine Mobile.
Hold on, Rick. I had KC9 ETS, Paul, and he is Marine Mobile. Is that the lake? Which Percy Priest or the Cumberland?
Yeah, actually, I missed you on the north call. I'm just in Cedar Creek right now.
Okay, in Cedar Creek, Marine Mobile. Put that down as an MM. Or very shallow Marine Mobile. All right, that was Paul, Kilo Charlie 9, Echo Tango Sierra, and he's Marine Mobile tonight. Normally in Mount Juliet. Who else west?
KM4, TJF, Rick, Ashland City.
Very good. Kilo November 4, Tango, Juliet, Foxtrot, and that's Rick in Ashland City. Good to have you in there, Rick, one of our farther west stations with a reasonably good signal tonight, but again, conditions seem a little shabby. Who else west?
54 CXE. For 4 Delta Juliet Tango.
Hold on. Did I hear? Is that Chris I heard in there?
Yep.
That's KG4, is it not?
Correct. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo.
All right. I just want to make sure. So when I do this many, I sometimes get them jumbled up. That was Chris in Donaldson. That's Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. And then I heard Don from Bon Aqua in there. And that's N4 Delta Juliet Tango. And he's in Bon Aqua. Your signal's pretty good tonight, Don. Who else west?
AM4, wow.
Yeah, somebody's got some digital in there. Who is that, Michael? That's not you, is it?
No, it wasn't, but I did try to check in.
Oh, I know you did. Kilo Mike 4, Yankee, Romeo, Foxtrot. That's Michael in Belshire. Anybody else? Okay, there was either a double or just a bad signal. Let's try again.
KB4OEN.
Very good. I got Mary in there. Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November. And how you do? Good to have you in there tonight. Mary, is Marty there as well tonight?
Thank you. Yes, he's right here.
I'm right here and right there.
All right, very good. And gosh, BQK. I was trying to remember the call. You hadn't talked to you in a while. It's Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, and that's Marty and Mary. Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November. They're both in Belshire as well. Good to have you both in there. Good to hear from you, Marty. Hadn't heard from you in a week or two or so. Hope you're doing well. Who else is West?
Alpha Whiskey Echo.
All right, hang on one second. There was a couple of people in there, but I had Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo, John in Bellevue. Good signal tonight, John. And Jeff up in Madison, Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Good to hear you in there, Jeff. Another good signal. Who else? West.
KG4 ILV, Jack and Donaldson.
Ah, very good, Jack. You get that link I sent you?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
All right, well, just later commentary or whatever. You didn't reply, so I just presumed you hated what I sent you. That was Jack and Donaldson. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. Who else is West, please? And we're moving down to the south. Please come on.
W4VX.
W4EBX. You're not trying to fool me with 2 watts, are you there, Eddie?
No, I'm running a full 5 watts tonight. And thanks for what you're doing there, Paul. Hope everybody's having a good weekend.
Ah, very good. Appreciate it, Eddie. Yeah, 590 of these minus a few when I was in the hospital or off on vacation or something. But yep, thanks. That was Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-Ray. That's Eddie. He's on 5 watts. He's trying to fool everybody in the distant areas, but he's normally in Gladeville. Who else? South.
Kilo Golf. Jim and Woodbury.
All right, Jim, I got you. Hold that. Kilo Golf 4. Who was that?
Whiskey X-ray uniform.
Kilo Golf 4 Whiskey X-Ray uniform. Oh, hit me with your name and location again. I'm sorry.
Jerry, Southern Hills Hospital.
Yes, very good, Jerry. Southern Hills Hospital area. Okay, I'll get the. I'm gonna make my yellow marker out here. I keep forgetting that call. Who it's attached to? It's terrible. It also always helps my brain when I meet people in person that I make the connection a little better. But after about 50 times on the air, normally I'll pick it up. I'm a slow learner. Anyway, I got Jim in there as well. Jim, that was you, right?
QSI, yeah, it's Jim over here in Woodbury. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet.
Yeah, very good signal tonight as usual, Jim. That's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, and he is in Woodbury working his beam tonight. Most of you can probably hear him because he's kind of pointed towards me, but he's far enough away in Woodbury that kind of covers most of the coverage area here. Who else is Sal?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Larry. Good signal as always. And that's Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. He's in Rockvale. Anybody else south or in Rockvale?
Kilo November KN4FAX.
Hold on there, Otis at KN4FAX. But I also had, who was the other KN4 station I just heard?
Kilo November 4 Mike Papa Victor. Terry Murfreesboro.
Ah, there you go. It was kind of a double in there, Cherry. Sorry about that. And I get confused my feeble brain here. That's Kilo November 4 Mike Papa Victor. And Terry is in Murfreesboro. And then I heard Otis in there. And that's Otis Kilo November 4 Foxtrot Alpha X-Ray. It was a great call, by the way. And I think that was just random. That was a random call, wasn't it, Otis? Did I ask you that before?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good call. Good to have you in there, Otis. And Otis is in Hendersonville. Who else is south?
Kilo 4 Oscar Fox Oscar.
Ah, very good. From the deep south, down there in Hermitage, 5 miles deeper than me. Good to have you in there, Donnie. Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Who else south? Over to the east then. East of Mount Juliet. Please come on.
Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. James and Mount Juliet.
You have to slow down. I can't write that fast, James. But good to have you in there, James. That's Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India, and he's here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east?
Kilo 4 Whiskey United.
Hey, good to have you in there, Bill. It's Kilo 4 Whiskey United, and he is in Possum Town, not to be confused with Possum Trot. And that's a Bill in Possum Town. But you have good signal, Bill. Who else? Did you get a new antenna?
Negative. I've had one on test for about a year now, and just got water intrusion on it the other day.
Ah, so you cleaned that up, I hope.
Oh yeah, she's back to life. Found out what the problem is. Did a modification. We're good.
Yeah, they ought to. That. Which antenna is that? Real quick.
It's the tram, something 81 or something.
Yeah, those ought to come with a suction pump on the bottom of them.
Yeah, a sump pump.
But just one of the little hand suction pumps, like how you aspirate noses and ears and stuff. Yeah, I've had one of those. You have to pay extra to get the seals put in that thing. Anyway, that was Bill, Kilo for Whiskey Uniform, up in Possum Town. Who else is east?
KI4SIB.
All righty, we got Richard in there, KI4SIB, KI4SIB, and he's over just west of Lebanon. Is SOR ticking in too?
Absolutely.
All right, that was Daphne. She's all Daphne, and she's in also there. And it's KI4, right, on SOR? That is KI4 SOR, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right, and again, Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo and Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo, both in the west of Lebanon. Anybody else east?
KB4 RSM, Mount Juliet.
All right, hold on. I had a double in there, but Glenn made it in first, and that was Kilo Bravo for Romeo Sierra Mike, Glenn in Mount Juliet. This is Kilo Bravo, right?
That's correct.
All right, just want to make sure. Make sure my ears are clean here. There was another double in there.
Kilo 4 Juliet Zulu India, Mount Juliet.
All right, you had to think twice about that again. It's Kilo 4 Juliet Zulu India, correct?
That's it.
Ah, great. And it is John, isn't it?
Yes, it is. How you doing, Paul?
Good. I surprised myself by making the connection between your call and your name. That's all. And he's in Mount Juliet. It's Kilo 4 Juliet Zulu India. And that's John here in Mount Juliet. Appreciate you being there, John. Who else is east?
Whiskey for Mike Uniform Foxtrot. I'm Jimmy on the east side of Mount Juliet.
Ah, very good. Hadn't heard from you in a little while, Jimmy. You doing all right?
Yeah, doing pretty good, Paul.
Good, very good. Whiskey for Mike Uniform Foxtrot. That's Jimmy. He's over there just north of Mount Juliet High School in Mount Juliet near Lebanon Road. Who else is east?
Kilo 4 Sierra Romeo November, Will Mount Juliet.
Ah, very good. Kilo, man, I'm getting my words screwed up. Kilo 4 Sierra Romeo November. And that's Will here in Mount Juliet. Good to have you in there. Who else is east?
Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Victor Uniform. Stephen.
Ah, very good. Do you prefer Stephen over Steve?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, very good, very good. That name messes me up. I've got some relatives. Their name is Stephen. Some of them it's Steven, some of it's Stephen. So it gets confusing sometimes. And some of them go by Stephen, and some go by Steve. Anyway, good to have you in there, Steve. That was Kilo Oscar for Charlie Victor Uniform. He's over between Lebanon and Mount Juliet near 109. Who else is east?
K4 DEZ 3-foot Noreen.
Earl, have you heard him? He's referring to his 3 foot off the ground antenna. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and that's Earl. And that's not the one that's mounted on the barbecue grill, is it?
No, it's the one. No, I didn't send you the picture of the Ringo I got 3 foot off the ground.
No, I know. We talked about it earlier. I just wasn't sure where it was mounted. That's great. No, Earl's been doing antenna testing. It's called How Low Can You Go? All right. Anyway, he's got a good signal to me. We were doing about S7 from Noreen, which is outrageous for a 3 foot off the ground antenna. Who else is east, please?
KB4 SFN.
Ah, very good. Good to have you in there, Tom. Of course, Tom does the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club Thursday night net periodically. Does a fine job. And that one's really picking up speed, so he's even doing a better job. Good to have you in there, Tom. Kilo Bravo 4 Sierra Foxtrot November. How many check-ins did you have on this past Thursday?
Went 20. Right nuts, dead nuts on 20, which is real good. And appreciate the all the advertisement we get from you, Paul. Thanks again. KB4 SMN.
Oh, you'll get a bill. You'll get a bill. No, it's as we've been promoting the Wilson County Nets, of course, and that's one of them we promote. And we like to think it's a good idea to promote local nets, particularly the clubs that are right here in my service area. But it doesn't mean if there's others who need to be promoted, let me know. I'd be happy to put them on the reminder system. Anyway, that was Tom, Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Foxtrot November, and he's over in Martha. Who else is East?
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Paul, there was a TFZ station in there right after, same time as Steve.
Tango Foxtrot Zulu, was that the call?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what the rest of it was, or is he out there?
They doubled. That's the only thing I heard.
Whiskey 4, Tango Foxtrot Zulu, out here by the Cedars, Lebanon.
Ah, very good. What's the first name there?
It's Carrie.
Carrie. Very good, Carrie. Yeah, it's Whiskey 4, Tango Foxtrot Zulu, Carrie. You're not too far from Earl then. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu.
The first time on this net.
Ah, very good. I thought it was. Good to have you in there. What kind of antenna are you using?
I'm sitting in the truck.
Ah, well, you're doing good from the truck. If you're in, you're east of Cedars of Lebanon, are you? Like near Noreen?
Negative. I am on the north end, just right up from the about a half mile from the entrance to Cedars of Lebanon.
Ah, very good. No, you're doing fine. From there, there's the problem with over there in Noreen, the Cedars of Lebanon, is that it's relatively in a bad spot to me on some occasions because there's a ridge that runs between us, and you're doing a fine job with whatever. That's not a mag mount, is it?
Negative. It's hard mount Comet tri-band antenna.
Ah, very good. Well, it's doing a good job for you, Carrie. Are you normally living over in that area?
Yes, sir. I haven't got a base station set up yet.
Ah, okay. Well, very good. Carrie's first time on the net. Whiskey 4 Tango Foxtrot Zulu. He's mobile tonight, but lives in that area over near Cedars of Lebanon, and just happens to be mobile this evening with on his mobile rig with a good signal. Thanks for being in there, Carrie. Who else? The first time on the net again, I'll say. Who else is east? I think we ran out. Any late check-ins, please come in. Well, I'll ask again later, but no more late check-ins. All right, and one more chance before we move on. All righty. Well, the topic this evening I thought would be a good shot at something we don't discuss very often, and it's not too controversial, I don't think, is that I couldn't even tell you how many people in our group are members of the ARRL. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's not important that I know or don't know who's in a member of the ARRL. Because even if you're a member of the ARRL, you wouldn't necessarily have an ARRL email address. So you don't have to use it, of course. I'm just wondering. I am. It doesn't mean I'm promoting it, and it doesn't mean I'm damning it. It's just that I just wanted to have a discussion to find out for those who either have it or have looked at it and don't have it. In other words, they've looked at what they have to offer, and they just say, nah, it's not worth it. Or they used to have it and they canceled it, or they just let it drop. And I'm just interested to know what the consensus is for, not a consensus, just an opinion on if the benefits of ARRL are worth the, whatever it is. I got the thing here, and I think it's, what is it, 45 bucks?
I believe that's right.
Okay, I didn't even look what it was. That's what my memory said, it was 45 bucks. And I guess the question is it worth 45 bucks for the things you get? And I'll just do a quick rundown. I just looked in the magazine because I had to remind myself what it was. It's so special. I use the term loosely because I don't use all the benefits. And that's one is the magazine, of course. They also have they do e-newsletters for a variety of different things, whether it's DX or 10-meter nets or whatever. They have all kinds of information they send out during the week. And then they also have that email forwarding service using the email address that's ARRL.net and your call. They also have a technical information service, which I didn't even know until I looked at this today. That's funny. Which is you can call or email the ARRL tech representative specialist for answers to all your technical and operating questions, and it's free to ARRL members. I did not know that. They're probably all in India, I think. No, I don't think. And then there's, of course, they do the advocacy in the Congress and with the FCC for the frequency allocations, hoping to keep us in the loop. And let's see what else. They also have the ham radio equipment insurance plans. They also offer Liberty Mutual auto and home insurance. I didn't remember that, but I guess that's a good. And of course, they also have information related to radio clubs and licensing classes and finding ham fests and that kind of stuff. So those are the things in a nutshell. I guess there's other stuff too. They do a couple of magazines. I think one of them is On the Air, the OTA, I think it's called. I'm not sure what all. Yeah, On the Air. Anyway, just like to take some. I mean, my personal view is I do get something out of the magazine. I do get a couple of the e-newsletters and always read them because I got so much stuff I read through. And I ought to actually get that insurance. I keep telling myself I need it, and I never do anything about it. Does anybody have the insurance? That's another question in there, and is it worth it? Because I think it's not that much money. Just looking for opinions. You can come now anytime.
KM4, wow.
Hey, go ahead, Michael.
Well, I joined the ARRL just right after I got licensed, and I get the QST magazine every month. I really enjoy looking through that. If nothing else, just get to see the new radios that come out and everything. I do not have an ARRL email, and I've often wondered about that. You have to actually go set that up, or is it just automatic?
No, you can just put it online. You just go online under your, your membership. You just sign into the ARRL website and go to that place where it says, do you want to use I think it's in, your account. I believe that's where it is. I haven't looked recently, but I'm pretty sure that's where it is.
All right, well, that's good to know. I'm gonna definitely do that.
All right. So obviously for what you've got, it's been some worth to you. You don't have the insurance or you haven't subscribed to any of their newsletters?
I do get their email newsletter every month. I have not gotten the insurance, but I'm definitely checking into that because I think it would be worth doing.
Yeah, okay. Just wanted to. Any other? Michael seems to think it has some worth to it. He's been a member since he got his license. When was that? A couple years ago?
October of 16.
Wow, it's 4 years ago. October of 60, almost 4 years ago. Very good. Any other likes, dislikes? Don't be afraid to say you don't like it. I've heard people say they don't like the ARRL, and sometimes it's for good reason.
KK4W.
Hey, go ahead, Bill. I think it's somebody else in there, but go ahead, Bill.
One thing, Paul, when we were setting up for HamFest or HamQuest, one of the things that we troubled ourselves with is having liability insurance. Well, solution was the ARRL. They offered clubs liability insurance up to $1 million, and at a very reasonable amount. I think it's close to $200 a year.
I'd forgotten about that issue. They don't mention it here. At least I didn't notice them mentioning it. No, I don't think they did, but it's up to $1 million. That's cool.
Yeah, that was almost a showstopper for us. We just needed that liability. We had to have something to back us up.
Yeah, the option would be to go to some independent insurance agent, and who knows what you'd get.
Yeah, and I think we did at the time in ARRL. You just couldn't get anywhere near them. They were cheaper.
Yeah, I got you. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad you mentioned that. For those of you who are in other clubs who talking about liability insurance, they needed it for that club because it was on a public venue at the state fair, the county fairgrounds. Other clubs might not have that same issue, but I don't think I'd ever hold a public event where there's a whole bunch of people in a public, in a place, whether it's a hotel or, no matter where you're having a meeting, you certainly would want to have liability insurance. Otherwise, they probably hold you and the venue responsible if somebody got hurt. So it's kind of an interesting thing they offer, and I'd forgotten about that. Thank you, Bill. Anybody else? Good, bad, and the ugly. I'm sorry, there was a double in there. Go ahead. Is there a double? Is somebody in there? Go ahead. KG4WXU. Yes, go ahead.
Secondhand information. Solid state amplifier took a lightning hit. Got fixed. I don't know. Probably $600 or something like that. And the same guy took a windstorm hit on his reflector on his beam, and he got a similar amount of money out of that. So I think it paid off for him after several years of use.
Yeah, I got you. Solid state amp took a hit and got repaired for $600, as well as an antenna for $600 So, and it paid for that. So obviously, it's well, insurance is there for a purpose. Obviously, I mean, conceivably, it's like in the homeowners insurance. I've been paying for homeowners insurance for, I don't know, 40 years now, 50 years, 50 years maybe, and almost 50. And my claims are very limited, but the two biggest claims I took were just this year with the tornado that came down our street and the big wind we had followed 2 months later. So, and there was two fairly large claims. I guess they total up about 20 grand. But yeah, insurance is a good deal. And that's interesting. Solid state amp and an antenna. So remember, you guys might want to consider that if you're interested in insurance. Any other good bet? By the way, that was KG4WXU, Jerry. Good. Thanks for that, Jerry. Anybody else? Like I said, good, bad, or ugly.
W4AWE.
KB4SFM.
Hey, hold on, Tom. John beats you in there. W4WAWE. What's up, John?
I say the ARRL is definitely worth it, even if you just got the magazine alone. And I previously subscribed to their other specialty magazines, which I noticed just last month. They now offer free as digital downloads to every member.
Oh, for all the magazines. I don't know how many they have. Is it more than just the over the air and QST? Is there more than that?
The two that I subscribe to are the Contest Journal and I think it's AEX, the technical journal. So you're right. I think there are three more, but all their publications are now free as downloads to every member.
I noticed here, I was just looking here, they also have the archives and periodical search. So you can look through all of the QST and other magazines periodical search for stuff. And so I remember doing that. I did that a while ago, but you can do a search if you're looking for a particular antenna design, it'll bring up the articles that are in QST and on the air that refer to that stuff. So that's kind of a neat reference, because otherwise it's kind of fun on the web. When you do that, you end up with every crazy design on the planet.
Yeah, it's a wonderful resource, and even going back through their 100-year plus history, they have been remarkably effective as a lobbying group with the international organization as well as the FCC and Congress, and I know they for the last 2 or 3 years or longer have been working on some bills in Congress to retroactively help out people who are in HOAs, and there's still hope that'll get passed.
Oh, very good. Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. I have mixed feelings on that stuff. I expect people in HOAs to have, motorized masts rather than, you know what I'm getting at. Is when you sign into an agreement that says no antennas, generally you shouldn't live there if you're a ham.
Yeah, I do agree with that, and that argument. Once you agree to something, the thing is, don't enter into a thing that's going to be a hindrance. You just have to use common sense. But they have been very effective.
Yeah, no, I think they have. I just haven't kept up with all the details, but I know that they're constantly an advocate. Thank you, John. That was John saying that it's as far as their advocacy and their technical magazines and their resources in the periodicals is worth the $45. Anybody else? Good, bad, and the ugly ARRL membership.
KB4SFM.
There we go. I didn't mean to leave you out there, Tom. Forgot you just hit call.
That's all right. I think the other station I couldn't hear, but I think he stole my thunder because I was going to say it. KRL was a good advocate for ham radio operators and standing up for us when silly things come up, and people wanting to take away frequencies. Other countries, they start advocating for the hobby, and they make a really good magazine. If you haven't gotten the magazine, you should. It's a really good magazine. It's even better if you read it. KB4SFM.
Yeah, that's right. Now you can just look at the pictures, Tom. Tom is telling you, Tom, KB4SFM is saying again, they're just a great advocate for amateur radio. They have an excellent magazine if you read it. It doesn't hurt though to just look at the pictures, and maybe it'll help you read it. But yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff in the magazine. There really is. I keep them around for about 6 months before I toss them. In case anybody wants them after I use them, they're welcome to ask me for the old ones. But yeah, they're just they got a lot going for them. It's just that not everybody, every ham is, while they're paying the $45 for the membership. I mean, hams. It's not like we all work for one corporation. So it's a bunch of, technically we're a bunch of volunteers that the ARL is trying to keep happy. And it's hard to keep people who are volunteers in an organization, because we are, even though we pay the $45. In ham radio, we're volunteers. We're willfully doing this for nothing. So it's hard to keep us all happy. So I know I've heard bad things about ARL, and they always crack me up, because sometimes I don't understand why the people are upset. Anyway, I think it was that people got upset when they took away part of 70 centimeters, and some are still upset about giving away part of the bands to CB, and some of those things that I recall. Any other good, bad, and the ugly? Who else was in there?
Whiskey for Mike, Uniform Foxtrot.
Very good, Jimmy. What's up?
Well, I've been an ARL member ever since I was licensed, and it's a good organization. Like Tom says, they represent us to the community of the U.S. community at large, and that's good. Also, they run the Lot W website in conjunction with Yazoo, which I like, because I sent all my QSAL reports into that site there, and you can build up awards without having to send in any paper. And also, one other thing, there was an ARL CEO that was recently replaced after only a few months in office. I just wondered what's going on there.
Probably stepping on someone, but I just got in the door for mowing. KG4SF checking in, Old Hickory.
Very good. Got Charles checking in, KG4SFF. No, he wasn't stepping on anybody. You caught him just in time there, Charles, and he's in Old Hickory. And yeah, Jimmy, for those of you that may not have heard Jimmy, but he was just saying that, let's see, we were saying about the guy got caught up with the Logbook of the World, which was one issue. What was the other issue you mentioned that was good?
Well, they just recently replaced the ARL CEO after the guy had been in there only for a few months. I just wondered why that happened, what was going on there.
Well, I think, that's one of the interesting things to me about large organizations. And ARL is technically large, and all the directors, I think, are unpaid. I think all of the ARL, all of those people throughout the country. And I get the impression that in spite of that, there's still a lot of politics that goes on. And I think that I got the impression that there was something going on. Wasn't anything, I don't think it was anything illegal or illicit. I just got the impression it was something to do with his approach to things that didn't seem to be along the same lines that ARL had been going on.
Well, hams can be rather fixed-minded about things,
Oh, yeah, I know. There's still people upset that it went from AM to sideband, man.
And from no code to code, or code to no code.
Yeah, I think I don't hear too much of that anymore, but yes, you're right. Well, yeah, some people hold grudges longer than others. I'm not one of those people, and I've only been to ham radio for 15 years, so I don't have too much history to be upset about. But what's interesting too is that there is only one real advocacy group for ham radio in this country, and that's the ARL. And they're also a huge advocate around the world, because they're a pretty big dog in the amateur radio community worldwide. So they really do carry a lot of weight, more so than we probably realize. Anybody else?
WY4G.
Hey, Jeff, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm a member of them. I have been for many years. And for all the same reasons all you guys have been talking about, but they also do the VE sessions. And something I utilize a lot are the code practice files off the website. I'm using that to really improve my CW copying skills. And they also have the code proficiency they send out over the air, plus the code practice they send out over the air. So there's a lot of good things about them. I'm sure some people, like you said, have bad things to say, but I don't have any problem with them. I enjoy it.
Very good. Well, yeah, and you're right. By the way, that was Jeff. If anybody couldn't hear him, but he's got a pretty good signal. That's Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. and was talking about how they do the VE program for the VEC. They're VC. They qualify the VECs and all the VEs, of which I'm also a VE for ARRL. And they also offer the code practice, which is every day, several times a day, for slow, medium, and fast, or maybe it's just slow and fast, I think. And then they also do. They give out certification for those too. I don't think you were alluding to those, Jeff, but if to meet a certain requirement, they send out a certificate for a certain proficiency in code practice. Isn't that what you were alluding to?
Yeah, I was. The code practice they send out, and plus the code proficiency that they put out over the air. I think it's for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 20, 25, 30. I think it also goes up 35 and 40 words per minute on certain days. It's on the schedule printed in QST magazines, but I know a lot of you guys have listened to 35 and 40 words, per minute. CW, that stuff's fast. Don't say how anyone can copy that, but people do it.
Oh, I know they do, and there's a few on here there are a couple of mine on here tonight, but I know they can send and receive at over 30. And I know a guy. In fact, one of them may be much higher than that, but I know another guy, Ham in Ohio, can receive and send at 70 to 75. So, and that just sounds like a buzzsaw to me.
Yeah, it's WY4G. Yeah, that's kind of incredible. I know Ham who can, he's a big contester. He can do, that. I don't know about 70 words, man, but he's fast. He can copy it really fast. He sends it with the keyboard, so he's been doing it since he was a kid. He's in his mid-70s now, so he's a very proficient CW operator.
Ah, so he's hearing on, he's copying, with his ears, and then he's sending on the keyboard, which would make it even. He'd be able to easily do it fast without using a regular key.
That's right. I was over there one time. He was talking to me, involved in telephone conversation and CW QSO at the same time. They kept right on going through it. I mean, it's like, he was talking to someone else, which actually he was.
Yeah, that's sickening, that somebody can be that good and do 3 things at once. That's pretty good. Anyway, Jeff was saying about the code practice, code certification, and the VE testing, which they all get, they're really heavily involved in all of that. Anybody else, good, bad, indifferent, had questions about it? Nothing else?
Contact.
Hey, go ahead, Tom.
Just by the by here, I don't have enough radio antenna, or not fast enough, but there's a Ruski on there, RA6AN, Radio Alpha 6 Alpha November, and he's on 10.112. Anybody wants to try to get him.
Yeah, for those you didn't hear it, Tom was just giving us a little heads up. He's going to be a spotter tonight. There's a Russian station, Romeo Alpha 6 Alpha November on 10.112. 10.112. For any of you want to jump over there and take a listen. Very good. That was Tom, by the way. KB4 SFN over in the Martha. Anybody else before we move on?
Contact.
Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
Frank, KD9 RKK is trying to check in from Ohio. His signal's a little weak, though, so he got on YouTube.
Well, we'll put an asterisk next to his. That's one of those things that doesn't. It counts, but it doesn't. He wasn't really trying to check in over the air from Ohio, was he?
No.
Yeah, I can't really watch the thing. Let's see. There you go. Hang on. Williamsburg, Ohio at the moment. Okay, very good. Yeah, I can't really read that and do this and push the talk button and chew gum at the same time. All right, we got him as a YT YouTube check-in. Anybody else late check-in?
Contact.
Yeah, go ahead. Is that Jimmy?
Yeah, this is W4MUF. I just noticed, looking at the NetLogger program, that the list of nets on there that are currently in progress, one is in the Salt Lake City area of 2 meters, and they call themselves the Sultans of Simplex.
That's a good name. I like that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is. And that's in Salt Lake City?
Salt Lake City.
They ought to call them did they call them the Sultans or the Sultans?
The Sultans, SULTANS.
Well, they were in Salt Lake City. That's why I thought they may be the Sultans. All right, very good. Glad to hear it. Is that a big club, is it?
I don't they got about 30 or 40 people listed on the net.
Ah, okay, very good. Well, we have 105. You can tell them that now. We have 105 people. Remember, our rules are if you're on the email list, you're in the club. You don't have to check in. You don't have to do anything. You can listen. You can not listen. There's no dues. Just want to reiterate that, everybody. Our club is an ARRL club, but they don't say we have to charge dues. They don't say anything other than we have to have a charter, which we do. Have it somewhere. And we have board of directors and that kind of stuff. But since we don't have any dues and we don't have any equipment, there's not a whole lot to talk about in terms of club activities other than the nets, of which we do. We probably have more nets than I don't know how many clubs have, because we have the 2 meter, 2 meter sideband, 6 meter, and 10 meter nets, and we do the 6 meter once a week. We do the 2 meter sideband once a week. We do the 6 meter once a week, 2 meter sideband and 2 meter FM twice a week, and we do the 10 meter twice a week. So I don't know anybody who's that active in a non-club club that we are. Anyway, appreciate that, Jimmy. Anybody else, good, bad, or indifferent? Doesn't even have to be about the ARRL. If you had something interesting to say. All right, very good. We didn't mention the virus once tonight. See, I like that. That's very good, because if I hear the phrase "we're all in this together" one more time, I'm going to shoot my TV. Anything else before we move on? I'm going to move on to the buy, sell, swap, and swindle quickly. No more late check-ins? All righty, very good. We had, if you want to count the YouTube text check-in, we had 34. It's really 33 check-ins, which is really a good turnout, as always. It's been over 30 for a while now, or in that vicinity. I don't try to keep I do keep a record, but I don't necessarily keep a track of which net was bigger than others. We've had as many, I think it's 47 one night. I'm not sure what happened that night, but must have been the TVs were all off around the country or something. Anyway, I'm going to jump from this. Anybody got any buy, sell, swap, or swindle? And if you don't want to do it here, you can just put it up on the group website, the groups.io site. And if you don't have access to that, email it to me at k4pew@arrl.net, and I'll put it up there.
W4AWE.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I'm going to have several things to put up. I've decided I'm sort of like a hot rod car builder. Once I've worked on some projects for a couple of years and optimized them as far as I can take it, and now I'm sort of bored to start a new project. I'm going to retrograde my shack back to the 50s and sort of go cube on everything. And but I've got two solid state Ameritron amps, 600 and 1306, that have both been modified per Tom Ross, who was the original designer. He was gracious enough to send me his design notes. He worked for Ameritron before it got sold to MFJ. And so these have been 100% quality control inspected and are actually much better than what you can buy new now. And then I've got a couple of 10-meter antennas, but as well as tuners to go with these, and I'll put it all up on this site tomorrow.
Ah, sounds great, John. Sounds good. Is that a 200 amp? I mean, excuse me, 200 amp. A 200 watt and a 1300. Is that what those numbers are, or is that just the model number?
The ALS 600 is 600 watts and runs just fine on 110. The ALS 1306 is a full 1200 watts, actually a little more on sideband, and needs 220.
Ah, very good. In case anybody's interested, at least for those two items, there's an ALS 600 and ALS 1306 amplifiers. And those are 10 through 160?
The ALS 600 is 160 through 10 meters. They sell a 10/12 meter upgrade circuit board, which I've added. Now the ALS 1306 is 160 meters through 6 meters.
Oh, awesome. All right, well, I get that up as soon as possible. I'm sure somebody will be interested in that stuff, and including the antennas.
And then I've got a couple of 10-meter. I've also got tuners to go with them. An LDG 1000 Pro, which is a great tuner, which is safe to use easily with the 600. The 1306 needs a bigger tuner. And I've got an MFJ 998 that has also had several modifications that I'll detail to make it much more reliable.
Ah, very good. Can't wait. You ought to go all the way back, sell everything, and get a spark gap.
I don't think I want to go quite that far.
No, I don't think you do either. Or you could just go to all the way to AM and just stay there.
Yeah, I think, it's just nostalgia for me. I've got several Kenwood 830s sitting here that are incredible hybrid radios, and it's just I sort of want to put together my childhood dream shack.
Oh, that's cool. I can't wait. When you get it done, let us all know. We'll do it. Well, you can always do a video tour. That'd be the best way to do it, wouldn't it? All right. Well, very good. John has a whole bunch of stuff for sale, including the amps and some 10-meter antennas and some tuners and some. He's going to be unloading a lot of stuff here in the next little bit. I don't know when all that is, but he's going to have a lot of stuff. It'll be interesting to see what's for sale. Anybody else have anything to sell? So if you're not on the email list, you need to get on it now. Just go to groups.io and search for MJSS. Anybody else got anything else to buy, sell, swap, or trade?
KM4YRF.
Yeah, what's up, Michael?
I'm looking for a push-up pole about 40 foot. If anybody has one of those, I'd be interested.
40-foot push-up pole. Well, they'll come in with installation?
No, I believe I can handle that part. I got to get my two 6-meter antennas phased, and I need a push-up pole for that.
Oh, man, you're going upscale with phased 6-meter antennas?
Yes, I am.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And those will be horizontal?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And those 6 meters, obviously, are they loops, or are they the directional?
No, these are Omnis.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I know that's what you had before. So I presumed that you were going to use the Omni. Well, that's cool. Looking for a 40-foot push-up pole. 40 foot. That's a pretty big push-up pole. Those aren't real cheap, I've noticed in the catalogs. How much are they new?
They're a lot, but shipping is more probably than the pole cost.
Yeah. I saw that problem a couple of years ago. Where did I see that? Somebody had, where I saw it? Somebody else had bought a push-up pole on Amazon and paid the shipping. And it was the price was decent for the unit, but it was lousy for the shipping. And then, so I looked myself, and I looked on, if you're going to believe it, I looked on Walmart, put in that push-up pole. It was free shipping.
Comment.
We had two comments. Michael, anyway, I'll let you answer first if you're finished.
No, I'm through. That's all for me. KM4YRF.
Okay, wait, two comments there. It's KM4YRF is looking for a 40-foot push-up pole. You can contact him. What is your? Well, you're on QRZ.
Yeah.
All right, email's good on QRZ. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. I heard Don in there first. Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick, Michael. There's the round steel push-up poles. There's two versions of them. The 40-footers, 32-footers. Anyhow, there's two versions. There's one that's super pricey to ship because it's like 10 foot long, but they have another one that's almost the same length. It just has more sections, and that one is UPS shippable instead of truck freight, and it's the box is only 8 foot long and fits the minimum UPS requirements for weight and size, and the shipping's not so super bad on those.
Where did you say that was from?
Rowan makes them. There are two different ones. I'll see if I can find a model number for you to shoot it to you if you want to look at what it gets new. I had one, but I gave it away. But it was the one that was able to be shipped on UPS, and I think I got it from DX Engineering, and it was not super pricey to ship.
All right. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate that.
All right. For those of you that couldn't hear Don, because he's way over in Monaco, he's talking. Roan has a push-up pole that's broken up into different sections. And it is UPS shippable, so you can look up a Roan. He didn't remember the model number. If you don't mind, post it on the email site, Don.
Yeah, no problem. I'm actually looking it up now.
All right, very good. Anybody? There was another breaker in there.
Yeah, this is W4MUF. I have two 40-foot push-up poles. One of them is a Roan, 42. It's actually 43 feet, and the other one is it's made by a big TV antenna manufacturer. I can't think of the name right now, but at any rate, the only people I know in this area that carry those, because I've looked in this area, is a little Radio Shack store over in Dixon. You know, one of the few remaining Radio Shack stores around, and I think they have 40 or 50-foot push-up poles by I think it's either Wine Garden or somebody like that.
Did you catch that, Mike?
Yes, sir. Thank you for that info. I might check into that.
Very good. Have Rick go over and pick it up.
Roger that.
All right. Thank you. By the way, Radio Shack. There's a Radio Shack retailer in Dixon that sells push-up poles by one of the TV. Well, it's labeled with one of the TV manufacturers, Weingart or someone like that. And that was how big did you say that was? 43 foot, or what was the bigger one?
One was 43, the other was 50 something.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds interesting. All right, very good. And free shipping as long as you drive to Dixon.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Anybody else before we quit? Any other late check-ins before we move on? All right, very good. We're stuck with we're here for 34 check-ins plus the YouTube check-in. And we had one new check-in. That would be Carrie, W4 Tango Foxtrot Zulu over there near Noreen. But he was mobile tonight. And first time on the net. Okay, we're going to move over, and I'm going to go right now to the, where was I going? Oh, yeah, the 2-meter upper sideband, and that is on 144.240. 144.240. I shall be there momentarily, closing out this portion of the net. All righty, that took a little bit of doing. I remember how to leave my radio in the proper position. This is K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 144.240, which is the upper sideband portion. Taking check-ins, starting just like we did earlier from the north. Please come now. Nothing from the north. Anything from the north or the west?
KM4YRF.
Very good. KM4YRF. Michael, anybody else from the north or west?
November 4, Delta Juliet Tango.
Very good. I got you in there, Don. November 4, Delta Juliet Tango. Anybody else north or west?
Whiskey 4, Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Got you in there, John. Good signal. Who else north or west? Anybody else north or west? Or west or south, please come in.
Kilo November 4, Mike Papa Victor.
Hey, very good, Terry. Good to have you in there on the 2-meter sideband. Your signal is very good. Kilo November 4, Mike Papa Victor. Who else is west or south? Any other west or south stations? And we're moving over to the east. We got west, south, and east. Please come in.
KB4 RSM.
KB4RSM, that's Glenn over in Mount Juliet, the east side of Mount Juliet. Kilo Bravo 4, Romeo Sierra Mike. Anybody else south or east?
Kilo 4, Juliet Zulu India. Zulu Earl is Story 25 feet.
Ah, very good. You moved up to your 25 foot. I did hit KK4JZI, and of course, that was, I'll get my story straight here in a second here. I got to get my call straight. JZI. So I keep notes, and you'd think I'd pay attention here. JZI. Well, I forgot. I can't see it here on my list. I don't want to waste any more time. JZI, give me your name again, please.
Yeah, this is John. Juliet Oscar Hotel November.
Ah, there you go. See, I lost it as quickly as I gained it earlier. Sorry about that. And I had heard earlier. Sorry, but that was Kilo 4, Juliet Zulu India, John. And who else? I had Earl in there. KE4 DEZ, and he's bragging about being on his 25-foot antenna.
Yeah, I thought I'd switch over there a little bit, try to get a little bit of clue on the reception between the two.
Ah, very good. Well, you're doing okay here. I mean, here you are. You're a little lower than you are on the FM, but still readable. Who else, south or east?
KB4 SFM.
All right, we got Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Foxtrot November, and that's Tom and Martha. Who else is east or anywhere? Anywhere, north, south, east, or west, please come in. Well, no more. Last chance on 144, 240. All right, we had 9 check-ins. We had Tom, Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Foxtrot November, and Martha. We had Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. He's in Noreen, east of the Cedars of Lebanon. We had John, Kilo 4 Juliet Zulu India. I believe he's in Mount Juliet. And Glenn, KB4, that's Kilo Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra Mike. He's in the east side of Mount Juliet. We had Terry in Murfreesboro, Kilo November 4 Mike Papa Victor, as well as John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo in Bellevue. And November 4 Delta Juliet Tango, Don in Bon Aqua, and Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Bellshire. And we had Paul, me, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey here in Mount Juliet. That was 9. We're going to switch over, and somebody, Mike, would you go over to 2 meters FM and tell them we're going to 6 meter in case that somebody's missing it? So we're going to 2 meter. No, we're going 6 meter upper sideband. That's where we're going. 6 meter upper sideband, and that's on 50.135.
Will do, Paul.
All right, I'm going over to the 6 meter side here. Ah, very good. It's K4 PEW, the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 6 meters, 50.135. Taking check-ins from the north. Please come down. North or west?
Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo.
I got you in there fine there, John. Who else is north or west? Hey, you're on that single 6 meter, right, Michael? Okay, how's my signal to you? All right, I just want to verify. John, how's my signal to you? Because I can't wait to get a different antenna up here for 6 meters.
It's just a little noisy, but still good copy.
Very good, very good. Just want to make sure. Who else is north or west? Please come in.
WB0NOO.
Very good. We got WB0NOO. You're in Mount, well, it's actually Northwest Wilson. Good to have you in there, Mark. Who else is north or west?
November 4 Delta Juliet Tango.
Very good. And that's Don in Bon Aqua, November 4 Delta Juliet Tango. Anyone else north or west? South or east, please come in.
KB4 RSM.
Good signal, but I wouldn't expect anything less as close as we are. And you got the tower up there. What 6 meters are you using on that tower?
I've got 3 element beam up there at the moment, and I just pointed it in your direction.
Well, that certainly helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
You don't have an amp on that, do you?
No, I do not.
Well, you don't need one.
Okay.
All right, no, very good. Yeah, Don would have an amp, though. He'd have full legal limit over there in Bon Aqua. Anyway, that was Kilo Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra Mike here in Mount Juliet. Who else? Where am I? South or east?
Kilo 4 Oscar Fox Oscar.
Ah, there you go. Donnie, are you not able to do 2 meter sideband?
No, I don't have capability for that. I was here looking at.
Okay, no, very good. I thought you did, and I don't know why I did or didn't, but okay. That's Donnie there in Hermitage, south of me. That's Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Anybody else anywhere on the compass or late check-ins? Did I hear somebody in there? Okay, KK4. My ears are better than I thought I was because that was like a whisper to me. KK4WU. I'm not sure what. Ask him what antenna are you using there, Bill? Because I can't barely hear you. Ah, hex beam. All right. Well, that's how are you copying Bill? Okay, I've got like almost. Well, let's put it this way. I can barely hear him, and I wouldn't understand what he's saying. That's it. I'm getting a 100-foot tower. Yeah, that's right. All right. Anybody else? Late check-ins, please come in. All right. Well, very good. What we had tonight was 8 check-ins on 6 meters upper sideband, and then we'll start at the bottom here. Kilo 4 whiskey uniform in Possum Town, and Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. That would be Donnie in Hermitage, and Kilo Bravo 4 Romeo Sarah Mike. He is in where is he? Oh yeah, he's in Mount Juliet right here. And November 4 Delta Juliet Tango Don in Bon Aqua. You were running an amp on that, weren't you, Don? Yeah, that'll do it. Well, you kind of need it to me, but that's for sure because my antenna is not that good, on 6 meters. And then we had Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. That'd be Mark here in Mount Juliet. Well, north of Mount Juliet here in near the weather station, and Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot Mike in Belshire, and Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo John in Bellevue, and K4PEW. That'd be me here in Mount Juliet with a grand total of 8. And appreciate all the check-ins and appreciate the participation. And you can hang around here or whatever you want to do. We don't have any rules, so you can hang around here or anywhere else, including 2 Meter FM. So I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night. Earl, try again. Nah, I can barely. I don't know whether it's my imagination or I can barely hear him. If I were wearing headphones, it might be a little better, but he is really down in the mud to me.
The other one.
Who's the other station there, Glenn?
Engine JZI, I believe.
Oh, the JZI, you said?
Yeah.
Ah, very good. That was John, KK4 JZI. Yeah. Yep, I got it. I'm with you. I can't even write properly. KK4 JZI, John. Very good. I had John in there as well. Well, that gave us a total of 10 then. Yeah, I don't know if John was still mobile or not. Did he say? No, that was Carrie. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, that gave us a grand total of 10, I believe, and appreciate all that. Can't wait to improve my antenna, but good to have everybody in there. I'm closing on that. Have a good night, everybody. K4PEW.
Everybody has good signal today.